The basic chainmail European pattern is a 4-in-1, so it takes 5 rings to do, and it's not hard, but when you start putting it in with a lot of others, it can look confusing. So you break it down, you know, you have your open and your closed links and everything else, and you'll have to bear with me here. I'm working with the camera in an awkward position. But closing links, and when you close your links, you want to make sure that you try to get it as even as you possibly can, so there's no burring or jagged sections sticking out. That's ideal. So for the standard European 4-in-1, you have your 4 closed. Let me get through these here real fast for you. Yeah, try to get through them real fast. And 1 open. So opening the ring, you open it to whatever's comfortable for you, for the bare minimum of trying to put them on the rings and everything else. And then what you do is you put them all on the ring and close it. Lay it down. I mean, you jumbled mess. Get this out of the way here. And that is a single basic unit of a European 4-in-1. So you have your 4-in-1. Now you can make a whole bunch of these, and then you can take a single ring and you can link them together. Or if you're creating like a strip, which is what I'm going to do here to make it sweet and simple, hopefully do that. I'm just going to close a few rings. I'll grab a couple more rings for open rings, and since I have everything a little goofy here. To add to this extension for this unit right here, you take the ring and you put 2 more rings on it, and then from here what you do is you go through. Now let me move this since I have that in the way. You take your ring, you go down through this one. Since I'm trying not to block it with my hands, you go underneath and up through this one. Then you close the ring, flip that over, and there's an extension. 1 extra partial unit added on. Open up the next one and do the same thing. And then your chainmail strip starts to appear. Now from this basic unit and basic strip, you can end up creating all kinds of variations or elaborate on. You can continue and expand out and create a wide strip. You could turn it into a bracelet from here. You could turn it into a bottom part of a skirt or a shirt, and then you just add from there. I'm going to add a couple more links onto here. The other thing is, when you're closing these links and you get down to it, it ends up being feel. You can feel the rings close and slide against each other, and that little bit of drag and tension in the joints. You'll be able to feel that through the pliers, especially after you work with it a little bit. It'll be a little uncomfortable, a little confusing sometimes, but it takes a little bit. I've been doing this since I was 13. I started when I was 13 because I had a passion for medieval and fantasy and history and history more than fantasy, even though I read a lot of the great fantasies back in the day, you know, Tolkien and all of those, and so that fanned the love of medieval aspects and armors and everything there. So a friend was participating in a medieval reenactment and teaching group, a non-profit organization, and from there I learned how to do this, and then that expanded into leatherworking and armor working and all kinds of other variations. You have to excuse me. I'm trying to do this as smoothly and quickly as possible to cut down the road noise, since I'm doing this partially outside. Alright, from here, let's say you wanted to extend this down and create, you know, a swatch or a swath of chainmail that you wanted to turn into clothing, or, you know, a dress wear, or a shirt, or armor, or anything from there. What you do is you close two more rings for this very first one. If you're creating a square, you'd close two more, take one more open. I'm going to turn this a bit, hopefully this will come through. Hopefully this autofocus is working okay, and you'll put it through these two end rings right here, down through, bring it up, and then just close it. That gives you your start of your next, technically, 2 rows. Each ring is a row. So when you hear a lot of people, oh, 1 row or 2 rows, 3 rows, you also need to find out what are they referring to in their rows. A lot of us that have been doing chainmail for a long time, we consider a lot of times the single unit, which is 4 closed and 1 open, as a row, even though it's technically 3. And it allows us to make things a little faster and to move a little smoother through these things. If you do it, you can do this all with individual. Oops, I was almost getting ready to add an increase. You can do this with individual rings. It's just more time consuming. So I'm showing you a little bit faster way to do it. For the next section, as you increase through this row, you'll only want 1 closed, 1 open ring, and then you put it through. You can tell I haven't been doing videos in a while. Let me pull this out, get you a little bit better view. You take the 1 open, your 1 closed, you put it through these 2 right here in this top row again. It goes here, through this one, underneath, and up through this one, sort of like as you were expanding up through this one. Since my hands are not as dainty as my wife's, if she could do this, I'd probably have her do this video for you. Once you get that up through, close your link, and then you have another expansion. Say you wanted to create a triangle, a lozenge, or anything like that. What you do is, I'm just going to flip this around and use the other side. For the end row, instead of using 2 like you did on this one, you'd use a single one. And what that does is it reduces the amount of rings from the outside towards the center. And you can work this from the top to bottom, or bottom to top, however is comfortable for you. It makes no relevance to how someone else does it. So I might do this one way, another person might do this a completely different way. And you know, as long as it turns out how you want it and what you're looking for, then it's right. Don't let anybody else tell you, oh my God, it's wrong, you're doing it wrong. No, they're just stroking their own egos, and they're all, you know, pardon my French, they're butt hurt because, well, you're doing it one way and you can do it and they can't. That's what it ends up boiling down to. Next one, you take one ring, one open, one closed ring, pardon me, one open ring, and then up through down, through the 3, close, and then you end up with your 4 closed, with your 1 open that you close, which is your 4-in-1 pattern. And then, pardon me, excuse me, you have your reduction here on the end that's starting to lozenge in. I think I made it a little bit too much. This might be a little bit too long, but hey, you know, fun things. It's enjoyable. I do this a lot to well, other than to make some items for sale on my NorseWorks page on Etsy, I also just randomly design things just for the hell of it, because it's fun, I enjoy it, and it's relaxing for me too. I know a lot of people are like, why is this relaxing? It looks so confusing. Well, I don't know. You know, tedious and monotonous, it allows the mind to calm down. It keeps your hands busy. And at the same time, you're able to create something that is unique. Alright. Well, I've gotten down to the last one here, where you have 3 close. Alright, as I was saying, I had a neighbor pull in a loud vehicle, trying to cut down road noise, vehicle noise. We get down to the end here. You have 3. What you do is you take 1 open and you put it through these 3. What that does is it ends up reducing the edge to create that triangle or lozenge that you're looking for. You can do this on both sides, and you can create your diamond pattern or lozenge and go from there. Then what you do is you just go down the next row through the 2, have 1 closed on your open ring, close your open ring, 1 and 1, oops, here, close it, and you just keep on moving down. Nice thing about doing these reductions is that you have fewer and fewer links to work with. So it sort of gives you that sense of, oh my gosh, I'm accomplishing something. I'm almost done. And get down to the 3. And just use a single open. Close it up. And you see how that's starting to lozenge down. Grab another ring for open. Since we're down to 3, do is we'll do this. Right down to the very end. 1 more ring for open. Move this up here. And then you through and through. Close it up. And you have, whoops, get it in the actual center there. And you have a triangle or a lozenge effect. You can end up turning all kinds of things out. And you have your different designs and different effects. You have your different size dowels or different size rings. You can make your own. You have aluminum wire, copper, brass, steel, galvanized steel is used a lot, stainless steel of course, and then your precious metals, gold and silver. Now if you're starting out, I would not jump right into precious metals, as one, they're expensive and they take a knack for not applying too much pressure with your pliers to keep from marring them. So I mean, you can take that. I mean, these are quarter inside diameter rings, same wire gauge, which is a 16 gauge. But here, let me grab the previous one I was using. They're both 16 gauge wire. This is a 5/16 inch dowel that was wound around. This is a 1/4 inch. Yeah, that's the only difference between those. But the nice thing is you can turn that wire into something like this. This is just a simple keychain. I mean, I wrapped a marble in around a 16 gauge 6-in-1 pattern, which is a little bit tighter, a little bit more complicated than the 4-in-1. Attach that together with 2 of these, and then use the smaller rings to make a Byzantine, pardon my, a Byzantine weave, or a Byzantine chainmail, which is what this weave is referred to. You have your Byzantine weave, you have half Persian, full Persian weaves, you have your European 4-in-1, 6-in-1, 8-in-1, you have your Asian weaves, which there are many different variations on how the Asian chainmail is put together. So as far as chainmail goes, you have a lot of variations and a lot of unique opportunities to create and make what you want. So hopefully you found this informative and helpful, and hopefully the video turned out decently. Thank you very much for watching. This is Magnus here at NorseWorks, and you have a great day.